scrimmage. If you're on the line, a yard off, does it really matter? Isn't it more just...
No.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Week full of high school basketball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We got 4 straight games this week as we gear up for the holiday season, and it tips off tonight in Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference play between the Hedgesville Lady Eagles and the Jefferson Lady Cougars. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me tonight is Spencer Dupuis. Our cameramen are Braden Schaffner and Dylan Bishop. Back at the studio, it's Nick Verzolini. Let's welcome you into the countdown to tip-off, brought to you by Sunset Water Services, proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. As the JV game for those on TV 10 or WRNR TV on YouTube currently going on, it is Jefferson 51, Hedgesville 20 with about 2:15 to go until the end of the JV game. Varsity will start 20 minutes after that. But Spencer, Hedgesville, young team, 0-6 start. We got to see Jefferson Friday get the first win of the season for the Lady Cougars. It was 61-40 at home against James Wood. A very impressive all-around performance for the Lady Cougars. So let's start there for the visitors.
Yeah, and for the Lady Cougars, they're gonna, when we talked with Coach Smith preseason, I guess technically the season had already started by the time we talked to him. He had 2 games on Friday and Saturday when we talked to him the beginning of the next week. He was, some things had changed from the expectations after falling in the state tournament last year, with players not coming back that he thought were going to come back, and some players being hurt that obviously were going to be big contributors. So it was a little different look team than had much anticipated varsity looking this year. And they've just kind of had to roll with the punches, and they've done so, improving every game. But finally Friday, getting a win against a James Wood team in which they had seen that first Friday in one of those first 2 games of the season. So they had already seen them once, and I think that was a big, big reason why they were able to key in on some things and get a win the second time around.
Yeah, that first game that you just mentioned on December 1st, it was James Wood, with a 55-37 win over Jefferson, and then the other 2 games that they played other than the James Wood win that we saw Friday 61-40 was against Morgantown. 63-31 was the final score in that loss, and then Spring Valley a 79-35 loss for the Lady Cougars. So it's been a tough schedule to start, but that is what we've said all season long, that really helps prepare you come conference play tonight against a Hedgesville team that's still searching for that first win. But Jefferson, Friday, all-around performance, offensively, defensively. It seemed like they finally found the combination and the recipe that they need for success this year, causing a lot of turnovers on the defensive end, playing with a lot of intensity, especially in Brezovic. And then offensively, I believe it was either 7 or 8 of the players in the score column, and then 4 in double digits in Taylor, Lindsay, Brezovic, as well as Hedrick. So they're looking to do the same thing tonight, and I feel like it's a good chance that they do so.
Yeah, I would say it's a good chance they do so. Looking at this Hedgesville team, they've struggled so far, as Coach Matt Faircloth, who we see in football in a similar situation, coming in and taking a program and revitalizing it, and redoing the whole structure of the program, and talking to him before the season and talking to him tonight. There's just a lot of stuff that you have to do that he may have not necessarily anticipated having to coach this early in the season. They're at 0-6 right now, still searching for their first win of the season, and a young team with not a lot of experience back from last year. By young team, there is a good bit of seniors and juniors on this team, but when you look at the kind of this roster, there's a good amount of juniors and a few sophomores, or 1 sophomore, but those 4 seniors are kind of really, really relied upon.
Yeah, but when your offense,
not only on the court but off the court as well,
is led by a freshman who we'll get to see a lot of in her career here at Hedgesville, that being Maggie Boyer, the freshman point guard, who you really have to generate that offense through to get the ball to players like Van Dyne, players like Fauch, Yates, and Laughlin, the other starting 5. We'll get to that later on, obviously, when we get closer to tip-off. But it's a very young team, and under a first-year head coach, you got to learn the new style of play and really buy into the program. And we see it and have talked about it even for Shepherd when you go to collegiate. It's any level when you got so many new players on a team with a first-year head coach. It's going to take some time before you see success. You want to just see a little bit of strides here and there, some positives, and you'll hear later on from Coach Faircloth say that's exactly what he wants to see, and maybe come sectional, since everybody makes it to the playoffs, you can pull off an upset in the first round and really surprise some people going in a few months down the road. But right now, you just got to try to find that identity and make sure that everybody's playing together cohesively and really buying in to the system that he wants to set.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what he's saying. And, it just takes time when you're rebuilding a program, and it seems like it's kind of at this point almost a ground-up rebuild for the Eagles. With
that, the JV game has concluded. We're waiting for both varsity teams to take the court and for them to start the 20-minute countdown. We'll step aside and take our first 2-minute break here on the Sunset Water Countdown to tip-off. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School girls basketball right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today. Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School for tonight's girls basketball action in Class 4A. The Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference between the Jefferson Lady Cougars and the Hedgesville Lady Eagles, as we're about 17 and a half minutes away from tip-off. Both teams on the court warming up. Let's get into our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's, fast, fresh, and friendly. We will start off and hear from the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles in Matt Faircloth, followed by the head coach of the Jefferson Cougars, Damon Smith.
All right, I'm now joined by the head coach of the Hedgesville Lady Eagles, Matt Faircloth. Coach Faircloth, it's been a tough go for your team so far this year. First year being the girls' head coach this year. What have you really been trying to instill into this program?
How to compete. For them, we're really young, and we're teaching fundamentals that they should have learned many years ago. So for us, it's a true rebuild. But each day they're getting better. We've cut down on the turnovers each game. So as we're going, it's starting to get there.
What have you really seen 6 games in so far, improvement-wise, for your team?
Coming out and competing. We played a tough schedule up to this point. I think every team we played up until tonight has returned 3 to 5 starters. For us, we don't return any. We lost our primary ball handler, we lost our leading scorer, and our leading rebounder off last year's team. So for us right now, teaching a freshman how to be a point guard on the go, and she's learned a lot.
Now you guys get into EPAC play really early into the season, it seems like, against Jefferson tonight. What's your team need to do to get the win?
We got to come out and defend. They got length, they got size. They pressure you with on defense as well. So for us, take care of the ball and get better each game. And tonight we got our goals set out, and if we can get to our goals, then we have a chance to win this game.
Since you mentioned a very young team, who are some of the players on your team this year that we should really be keeping an eye out tonight?
Number one, our freshman starting point guard, Maggie Boyer. She's going to be really good over the next couple years. Right now she's learning on the fly. Kelsey Van Dyne, which we all know her from volleyball, and she's a real leader for us. She battles on the boards. Kaylee Laughlin, another returner from last year, not a lot of starting time, but she's given us key minutes. And then Amelia Fouch right now in Lake and Copenhagen.
What are your goals for your team this year?
For us, keep competing, give ourselves a chance at the end of the year to steal one in the first round of the sectional and get to a regional.
All right, anything else, Coach Faircloth?
That's it. I appreciate it, fella.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Coach Smith, one win already under the belt now, a big win Friday night against James Wood. What are you trying to carry over tonight to get another win?
I'm trying to carry over the same energy. We had a lot of energy. We pressured the ball real well. I'm trying to carry that on. The effort was a lot better last game, and hopefully that can carry on to this game.
And I know when you talked with Nick on Friday, you really mentioned the defensive energy was something that you wanted to key in on that really showed against James Wood Friday night. What did you like from your team defensively as a whole and then offensively after that?
The intensity definitely is on the defensive end. I'm a defensive-minded coach, and so the intensity that we gave, I was pleased about that. Offensively, I think we worked the ball. We played together a lot better than what we did in the first few games, so I like that.
Tonight, you guys are on the road, get to open up conference play against Hedgesville, a very young team, but what have you seen from them early on this year so far?
I see that they work the ball really well. They're scrappy. Every time we play Hedgesville's always been a scrappy team, so we got to look out for that. So we got to get the 50-50 balls. We got to make sure we rebound real well and get the 50-50 balls.
What's your team need to do to get a win tonight?
Keep that defensive intensity. Keep that defensive intensity and work and continue to work together.
All right, anything else, Coach Smith?
Oh, no, that's it.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All righty, that was your coaches' interviews brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's fast, fresh, friendly. We'll take another 2-minute break, and on the other side of that break, get into more of our keys to the game as well as players to look out for as we gear up for tip-off between the Jefferson Cougars and the Hedgesville Eagles. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? No matter what you think, you can have it either way. Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's Local Market.
Rise and shine. You're gonna be late for work. Good morning, sleepyhead. Have a good one.
Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's Local Market.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Welcome back inside of the Eagles' Nest at Hedgesville High School as we're about 11 minutes or so away from tip-off between the Jefferson Lady Cougars and the Hedgesville Lady Eagles, the first Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference game of the season. Jefferson 1-3 on the year, Hedgesville 0-6. And it's been a struggle. Let's really break down this Eagles side because we've already talked a lot about Jefferson, who we got to see on Friday. But when you look at the schedule so far, yes, it's been a struggle for Hedgesville being 0-6, but it's been a pretty tough schedule for them too. A loss to Moorfield to tip off the season, 36-15. Then Greenbrier East 60-22 on the road, followed by Oak Hill 55-18. Kaiser 54-32, Preston 54-38, And then lastly, Goretti 58-36. But they've had some rest now. They were supposed to play Thursday, but due to the inclement weather that we had in the Eastern Panhandle, that game was postponed, I believe. I haven't seen a makeup date for it. But
the end of January.
Okay, there you go. So you've had some rest. You've got some practices in to really gear up for tonight's contest. And we're about 9.5 minutes or so away right now, just looking at this team and warming up. You can tell they're young, a little bit undersized when you compare them to Jefferson. But as you heard from Coach Smith, Hedgesville's always scrappy. No matter what year it is, they will come out, never give up, and give you intensity. What are your keys to the game, Spencer? And let's start with these Hedgesville Lady Eagles.
We're going early, Colin.
We're fine.
No, you're throwing me in early here. We usually do that with a couple minutes left in the pregame show. For Jefferson, they got to have a solid defensive outing, and you heard Coach Smith talk about that, and I think a solid defensive outing is going to do good for them tonight to give them momentum, because I think just the way things line up, they have an easy chance, a good chance to win tonight's game. But if they can play very good defensively, it will help them moving forward. And then for Hedgesville, be a solid defensive team and make shots on the offensive end. You got to start somewhere. A higher shooting percentage and higher defensive turnover rates.
Yeah,
and
because
continue to cut down on the offensive turnovers.
Yeah, that's been a clear issue for Hedgesville when you look through 6 games. Points per game, 26.8 for the Lady Eagles. Turnovers per game, 33.5. That was your keys to the game. The key to your next car is at Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Spencer rides with them, so you should too, as the captains now meeting at mid-court, as well as both head coaches. They shake hands and go back to conclude warm-ups. 7:20 to go until tip-off, and the season's really in action. Finally, Spencer, I already mentioned earlier that we have 4 games on our slate this week, starting off with tonight and then 3 straight boys games. But this is not the only game tonight. We already know one that happened earlier. It was Martinsburg boys basketball, as they are in Myrtle Beach. They unfortunately fell to Keenan out of South Carolina by a score of 80-67. But with that being said, it's still been a fun season as a whole in the Eastern Panhandle on the boys and girls side.
What other games are on slate tonight? You said there's a few other games on tap for tonight.
I believe that there's at least a few spring mills. I got to pull it up here quickly. I was hoping that you were going to try to help me out there while we were getting ready. But for now, let's look around as we're about 6 minutes or so away, and I'm going to try to quickly pull up and see if Musselman has anything this week on the girls' side. As we know, later on this week on Wednesday as well as Thursday, we have boys action when it comes to Musselman, as they have on, at least on Thursday, I know it's against Elkins. Let me double check who it is Wednesday. They play Sharando, and then tomorrow we are back here for Hedgesville against New Life Christian.
Yes, I would pull up my schedule. I forgot to bring the schedule for tonight printed out, and I do not have enough service here at Hedgesville to pull up the slate for today. I forgot to print that out earlier today.
All right, well then let's step aside, take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have your players to look out for, as well as our starting lineups. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Welcome back, as we're about 3 minutes away from tip-off between Jefferson and Hedgesville. Girls basketball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Spencer Dupuy, our cameraman for the TV 10 and WRNR TV side of things. It's Braden Schaffner as well as Dylan Bishop back at the studio. It's Nick Verzolini, as we will take a look at the players to look out for Spencer, which is brought to you by Sutton and Janelle Attorney at Law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, and businesses with all of their legal needs. They're at 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. Visit SuttonandJanelle.com for more. Spencer, let's start off with the visitors, Jefferson.
Yes, the visitors for Jefferson tonight, it's going to be, I believe, if these heights are correct, the tallest player on the team in Olivia Hedrick, the 6'4" senior center, number 45.
All right, there you go. That is your player to look out for Jefferson. How about for Hedgesville?
For Hedgesville, it's got to be Kelsey Van Dyne. She's kind of just an all-around senior leader right now, looking at some stats. She comes into tonight's game averaging 5.2 points per game, which leads the team. She has 6.8 rebounds to also lead the team. And, those are two big categories.
Yeah, I agree. You got to watch out for Hedrick. When she's 6'4", and last game we saw her score 17 points in that win, the leading scorer for Jefferson Friday in the win against James Wood. But right behind her was Taylor with 15 points, and then Brezovic by 11 points, as both teams will now head over to their benches as we're about a minute away from tip-off. And let's get our starting lineups brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. Phil McCoy and John Everson. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, or phone 304-263-4343. Let's start with the starters for the Jefferson Lady Cougars. First, you have number 11, Jasmine Taylor, the 5'7" junior point guard, followed by number 12, a 5'11" senior, Talea Lindsay at power forward, and number 15, a 5'5" sophomore shooting guard, Grace Johnson. You have 5'8" senior point guard number 33, Mackenzie Brezovic, and rounding out the starting five for Jefferson is number 45, the 6'4" senior center, Olivia Hedrick. For the Hedgesville Lady Eagles, the starting five goes like this. Number 3, a senior small forward Kelsey Van Dyne. Number 4, a senior shooting guard in Kaylee Lachlan. Number 5, Maggie Boyer, the point guard in as a freshman this year for the varsity Lady Eagles. Number 10, Amelia Fouch, small forward senior. And number 11, Natalie Yates, the junior power forward, as it will be Jefferson in the all-maroon uniforms with the dark gold stripes on the sides, the gold lettering on the front, and the numerals on the front and back for Hedgesville. The all-white home uniforms with the Ville written on the front and blue letters on the front and back. Let's take our final 2-minute break and then be back for tip-off between Jefferson and Hedgesville. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
The holidays are for making memories, and Honda can help you make them. Whether it's hauling presents in a capable Ridgeline, going sledding in an adventurous Pilot, or traveling in a rugged Passport or CR-V. Make memories during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
You need to keep your vehicle in good working order, but car and truck repairs can be very costly. Bears Repair in Martinsburg performs all kinds of auto repairs at prices most often well below their competition. Bears Repair offers tune-ups, oil change and lubrication, small and large engine and transmission repair, wheel balancing, front-end alignment, exhaust system replacement, air conditioning checks, auto inspections, and new tires. Stop by for a free estimate at Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Phone 262-0208. Bears Repair.
National anthem is just concluded at Hedgesville High School, and we get ready for tip-off between the Jefferson Lady Cougars and the Hedgesville Lady Eagles. Your opening tip-off brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more. Again, the starting 5 on Jefferson: Taylor, Lindsay, Dodson, Brezovic, and Hedrick. For Hedgesville, it goes Kelsey Van Dyne, Kaylee Lachlan, Maggie Boyer, Amelia Fouch, and Natalie Yates. It is Hedrick in the H logo at midcourt for tip-off, going up against Hedgesville's Yates. Hedrick easily wins the tip as she was about a head, maybe a head and a half taller than Yates, and it's Brezovic at midcourt with the ball for the Lady Cougars. She'll dribble to the left side, try to dump it down low, but it's intercepted by Yates. Back the other way goes Hedgesville.
Pays to have a center for you that's 6'4".
Boyer tries to dribble to the right side. It's easily stolen by Taylor. It goes coast to coast. Layup on the right side. Up and good by Taylor. Jefferson leads 2-0. First shot of the game brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect. They're at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Phone 304-263-5131. Hedgesville inbounds it. Goes to Van Dyne on the bounce pass, but it goes through her hands out of bounds. Jefferson ball with 7:27 to go in the first. It's 2-0. The inbound goes directly to the right post for Hedrick. Her shot up no good, but she's fouled with 7:26 to go. That's the first team foul for Hedgesville. Sends Hedrick to the free throw line.
And remember, Colin, get your shots at the Berkeley County Health Department.
Have you?
Yes.
Good.
That's what happens when they're right down the street from your apartment.
Hedrick misses the first end of the 2 free throws. The foul was against Amelia Fouch for Hedgesville, her first, team first. Hedrick's second free throw is up That one around the rim and good. Jefferson now leads 3-0. The inbound deflected by Brezovic. She'll go to the court as the ball tucked into her waist as eventually Yates can try to put her hands on it. The jump ball, possession arrow in the favor of the Lady Eagles. Now inbound it underneath the baseline. It's a bounce pass to Yates, who immediately passes it back to the point guard, Maggie Boyer. Boyer will hand it to Van Dyne. Van Dyne guarded very closely by Lindsay. Bounce passes it to the right side. Dribbling it in is Yates. Her shot up off the back of the iron. No good from the left side. Rebounded by Brezovic. Brezovic loses the ball. Goes off Yates' hands into the hands of Brezovic. And now making the shot on the left side for Jefferson is Dodson. And a timeout called. It's Jefferson 5, Hedgesville nothing. In the first quarter, we'll step aside, take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
First quarter, it's Jefferson 5, Hedgesville nothing. The inbound for Hedgesville goes to Fout. She loses it, but able to regain it, gives it to Lachlan. Lachlan has her dribble stolen by Taylor. Jefferson with the ball. It's Taylor in the right corner, dishing it down low to Hedrick, who loses it, but able to get it right back is Lindsay. She drives the baseline on the right side, goes up for a layup, no good, but she's fouled with 6:35 to go. In the first, it's still Jefferson 5, Hedgesville nothing. And that'll send Lindsay to the charity stripe to shoot 2 as that foul against Yates, her first team second. First free throw up by Lindsay is good. Taylor. Taylor now has 3 points. That makes it 6-0 Jefferson. Taylor's second free throw is up. That one off the front of the rim and then falls through the net. Makes it 7-0 Jefferson in the lead. The inbound quickly to Boyer on the right side, guarded by Hedrick. Layup deflected by Hedrick. Rebounded by Brezovic back the other way for the Cougars.
Yeah, that was a mismatch going down low.
To Dodson. She drives the left side. Her layup with the right hand is swatted out of bounds by Fouch. They'll say it went last off Jefferson, though. Eagles ball with 6:21 to go in the first. It's Lachlan crossing the baseline at the top of the key. Passes it, deflected. Beautifully saved by Taylor into the hands of Dodson. She's in the right corner, just in front of Jefferson's bench on the floor, but able to keep possession for Jefferson. 6:09 to go in the first. Lady Cougars starting the evening with a 7-0 run against Hedgesville. Brezovic slowing down the offense, just getting past midcourt on the left side. Gives it to Dodson for 3 in the left corner. Too strong, no good off the back of the glass. Rebounded by Hedgesville. Boyer's pass goes off the leg of Dodson, out of bounds. Trying to chase it down was Lachlan, but it's Eagle ball. Inbounding on the right side of the offensive side for Hedgesville's baseline.
I think Grace Dodson picked her pocket and the ball just went out of bounds.
Boyer trying to get open. The pass intercepted by Dodson back the other way. One-on-one against Boyer, and Boyer will foul Dodson on the left side. The layup, no good. 5:47 to go. That's the third team foul for Hedgesville as Jefferson leads 7-0.
Great awareness there by Dodson. She saw the pass was going to go a little bit past the Eagle player, so what did she do? She tapped it, and then she went down and she got fouled.
First free throw for Grace Dodson is up and good. That makes it Jefferson 8, Hedgesville nothing. Lake and Copenhaver will now check in for Amelia Fouts for Hedgesville as the second free throw is up. And that one off the right and then the left side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Jefferson. It's Brezovic at the right wing, passing it down low for Lindsay. She posts up, shot no good. out off the Cougars with 5:36 to go in the first quarter. It's 8-0 Jefferson over Hedgesville as the Eagles have the ball. Jefferson with a full court press. Pass deflected. Brezovic intercepts it. Bounce pass down low to the right side, off the glass and in from Taylor. She now has 6 points and makes it a 10-0 lead for Jefferson. It is Boyer dribbling with her left hand at the top of the key, picks up her dribble, passes it to Yates. Yates swings it to the left side for Copenhaver, who will dribble to the top of the key and now pass to the right side for Van Dyne. Van Dyne going backwards, now gives it to the left. A three-pointer, too strong off the back of the iron by Lachlan. Rebounded down low by Brezovic, and a foul called at the right post on the defensive end of Hedgesville. With 5:05 to go in the first, it's Jefferson 10, Hedgesville nothing, and that's the fourth foul against the Lady Eagles and the second against Natalie Yates.
And we saw a lot of fouls in the JV game, Colin. It was about 20 in the first half.
Right now, 4 for Hedgesville, 0 for Jefferson. It's Grace Donson crossing the timeline, trying to pass it down low for Hedrick. It gets tipped out to the right wing for Taylor. She drives the right side and will be fouled with 4:57 to go in the first.
That's
and
Maggie
that one
Boyer.
Against Boyer, that's her second, team fifth.
That's the freshman that coach was talking about earlier.
Quick inbounded Dodson from the right elbow, banks it in. Dodson makes it 12-0 Jefferson over Hedgesville. She has 5 points on the evening.
Banks open late this evening.
Inbound goes to Boyer. She breaks the timeline on the right side, but steps out of bounds right in front of Jefferson's bench as the Cougars get the ball right back. 12-0. 4:47 to go in your first quarter of this high school girls basketball action between Jefferson and Hedgesville. As Jefferson's in the lead. Hedrick, right block, shot up, no good, gets her on rebound, goes backwards, puts up a second shot. That one misses the mark as well. Rebounded again by Jefferson. It goes into the hands of Lindsay, and Lindsay is fouled. My apologies, they actually called a foul on Lindsay for over the back. That is her first, team first.
And Hedrick tricks out of the game. Checking in.
Looks like with Holmes. Yep. It's Holmes immediately in on the action, going up and guarding Boyer, helping her out and tying up with Boyer was Dodson. The jump ball will have the possession arrow in favor of Hedgesville. It's the Eagles inbounded in front of their own bench. 4:33 to go in the first. It's 12-0 Jefferson still over Hedgesville. Boyer crosses midcourt, and immediately her pass is swatted into the air, recovered by Taylor, and she'll take it down the right side easily for a layup to make it 14-0.
And you can definitely tell these teams are in two different kind of slots of where they are, where they want to be and where they are. This Jefferson team, things are going really fast and looking really good for you. For this Hedgesville team, they're still trying to figure out what to do. And by what Coach Fairclough said in the pregame interview, you can kind of see it early right now.
Johnson has the ball for Jefferson, gives it over to Taylor in the left corner. Her two-pointer misses everything. Rebounded, though, by Jefferson. Long shot by Holmes. At the top of the arc, it was a two-pointer, but that one misses. Brezovic's shot from the right side off the iron, eventually rebounded by Hedgesville. Boyer will bring it back the other way, slowing down the offense for Hedgesville, waiting for her teammates to get back. She'll pass it to Copenhaver at the right wing, driving in, bounce passing, finding a teammate in the paint. Goes off the hands of Hedgesville's Olivia Cooper and out of bounds with 3:29 to go in the first. And Jefferson gets the ball back, leading 14-0 over Hedgesville.
A lot of this just seems to be timing for this Hedgesville team. They just don't have the rhythm down yet, the chemistry with the teammates.
Ball inbounded for Jefferson. It is Taylor slowly bringing it up the court. She picks up her dribble, sends a long pass to the left side for Holmes. Holmes tries to dish it down low to Brezovic, and it goes out of bounds. Hedgesville ball. Inbounding it for Hedgesville will be the senior Kelsey Van Dyne as Jefferson again sets up its full court press. Pass goes to Yates. Yates dribbling on the near side. Loses her dribble. Double teamed. Has to bounce pass it backwards for Van Dyne. And Van Dyne able to somehow go in between three Cougars and walks. Jefferson gets the ball back with 3:10 to go in the first. It's still 14-0 Jefferson.
Yeah, Colin, this quarter is presented on TV 10 by Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, family-owned, full-service funeral home, proudly serving the area since 1880. Also by CMA Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
As Rollins shoots a shot from the left elbow, it goes up and in. 16-0 Jefferson leads. Brezovic steals the pass, spins around, pulls up from the free throw line, off the front, and then back of the glass, no good. Rebounded by Jefferson. It is Taylor going down, losing the ball into Hedgesville's bench. She gets helped up, but it is Lady Eagles' ball with 2:46 to go in the first.
And if the Eagles just get something going here, score a basket, it maybe gives you a little confidence heading into the second quarter.
And right now it's 16-0 Jefferson in this first quarter. Ball inbounded to the freshman Boyer. Boyer tries to pass it across midcourt, and a foul called against Jefferson before Boyer was able to get the pass off. That is the second team foul against Jefferson. And that foul going against Grace Dodson. That's her first. 2:42 to go in this first quarter. It's 16-0 Jefferson over Hedgesville. The inbound from Van Dyne goes to Boyer, back to Van Dyne. Van Dyne trying to cross over Dodson. Instead, bounce passes it to Boyer. Boyer at the top of the key, double dribbles. Jefferson gets the ball back. Everybody will now jog over to the left side, and we'll have a substitution for Hedgesville as Amelia Fouch will go back in, and she will replace Maggie Boyer. 2:34 to go in the first. It's Brezovic at midcourt, picking up her dribble, passes it to left side for Holmes. Holmes immediately double-teamed, has to dribble her way out of it to the top of the key, looking for an open teammate on the left side. Goes to Dodson. Dodson swings it to the left for Brezovic. She drives to the left side, kicks it out for a teammate in Rollins, and her shot no good, rebounded by Hedgesville. It's Laughlin back the other way, picking up her dribble, giving it to Fouch. Fouch gives it to Copenhaver. Her shot from the left corner no good, rebounded by Brezovic. Brezovic quickly going back the other way now for Jefferson. Had the numbers, but instead slows down and waits to restart the offense. Dodson with the ball back to Brezovic. Brezovic looked like she was going to shoot, decides not to pull the trigger. Instead, passes it to the left side for Holmes. Holmes drives into her paint. Her shot off the front of the iron, no good, rebounded by Brezovic. She drives the right side, goes up for a layup, and is fouled with 1:42 to go in the first. It's Jefferson 16, Hedgesville nothing, as Brezovic goes to the charity stripe to shoot two, and that foul goes against Hedgesville's Kelsey Van Dyne, her first, team sixth.
Her first, and free throws here.
As Brezovic sinks the first one to make it 17-0 Jefferson. Excuse me, 16. No, I thought it was 17. It was already 16.
Yeah, I don't know.
There we go. Second one up and good as well. So questioning if I was ahead of myself, but it's now 18-0. The inbound quickly taken by Hedgesville. It is Fouch passing to the right side elbow for Laughlin. She loses it, has to turn around and pick it up at the right wing. Tries to dish it down low into the paint for Fouch, but it goes out of bounds off the knee of a Jefferson Cougar. They call a foul first with 1:31 to go, though. That is the third foul against Jefferson in the first against Taylor. Fouch trying to find somebody to inbound, has to send it deep, intended for Copenhaver at the top of the key, but Brezovic jumps up higher and was able to steal it. Back the other way for the Cougars. It's Brezovic at the top of the key, dribbling once, now passing it to the right side for Taylor. And Taylor's pass intended down low for Rollins is intercepted by Hedgesville. It's Laughlin with her dribble deflected. She's deep in the backcourt, has to get it to Copenhaver, and she can't make it across midcourt in time. A 10-second violation called against Hedgesville with 1:05 to go in the first. It's Jefferson 18, Hedgesville nothing. The inbound goes to Brezovic. We'll just dribble right inside the circle at midcourt, standing on the block H of the Hedgesville basketball court. Pass down low, in and out of the hands of Shanley. And Shanley now will play defense against Van Dyne. And a foul is called as Shanley goes down hard for Jefferson, but she picks up the foul. That's the 4th foul against the Cougars, and Shanley's first.
Yeah,
With 48.6 seconds to go, it is 18-0.
She was trying to get the charge there. Obviously didn't get called. Couldn't set the feet in time.
Jefferson leads Hedgesville as Lachlan passes to her left side for Van Dyne. Van Dyne crosses over Holmes and now breaks midcourt at the top of the key. Almost walks, but able to pass it down low. Intended for Cooper. Goes to the court alongside Holmes. They tie things up with 32.1 seconds to go. And the left corner possession arrow gives the ball to Jefferson.
And for Hedgesville, you want to take something out of this quarter, but obviously only 30 seconds left. Jefferson will probably wait for the last shot here. It's going to be hard to take something out of this.
Brezovic breaks midcourt, looks at Coach Smith for the call. 20 seconds, clock winding down. It looks like Jefferson's going to decide to just hold this one and wait for the last shot. She calls forward Taylor. It's a give and go to Brezovic. Brezovic pump fakes, and they call a travel violation against Brezovic, and with 9.8 seconds to go, Hedgesville can now potentially get the last shot of the first quarter. It is Jefferson 18, Hedgesville nothing, and it's a full court press again for the Cougars as Jefferson goes single fire line. The pass intended for Copenhaver, stolen by Taylor. Taylor spins around, finds Brezovic, and her shot looked like was initially all ball, but eventually I think Faucha might have got a little bit of Brezovic's face with her right hand, so that foul goes against Hedgesville with 4.7 seconds left, and Brezovic goes back to the free throw line to shoot 2. That is Laughlin's first, team 7th. Brezovic makes the first free throw around the rim. She now has 3 points, all 3 from the free throw line, makes it 19-0 Jefferson over Hedgesville. Brezovic's second free throw up and through the net as well. Makes it 20-0. The bounce pass in for Fauch, and Fauch will pass it off the foot of Holmes. It goes out of bounds with 2.6 seconds to go. Hedgesville gets another inbound at the left side of its bench. Inbound goes to Lachlan. Lachlan dribbles, walks, and they don't call it as the horn sounds. So the end of the first quarter, it's Jefferson 20, Hedgesville nothing. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Welcome back as we go into the second quarter between the Jefferson Lady Cougars and the Hedgesville Lady Eagles. It is 20-0 Jefferson on top of Hedgesville. Hedgesville will get the ball to start this second quarter. It's one Hedgesville High School. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me, Spencer Dupuis for Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. It is Van Dyne with the ball for Hedgesville, guarded very closely by Powell Utley. She passes it to the right side for Fauch, who swings it down to the right corner for Lachlan. Lachlan dribbles up to the right wing, picks up her dribble, loses the ball, able to regain it, now bounce passes it to Fauch. Fauch drives the right side and runs directly into Shanley. No call. The ball will go out of bounds, and it looks like the possession will stay in the favor of Hedgesville with 7:33 to go in this second quarter. It's 20-0 Jefferson.
For Hedgesville, you need to get something going on offense right now.
Fauch sends a floater caught on the back shoulder by Van Dyne.
Great job
Dribbles
there.
to the top of the key, picks up her dribble. Bounce passes it to Fouch. Fouch with a beautiful bounce pass down low to the right post for Cooper. Cooper shot up, no good off the glass, but she's fouled as she was attempting the shot. That'll send her to the free throw line. And that foul against Jefferson's Shanley with 7:24 to go. That is her second, team fifth. First free throw up and right through for Hedgesville's Olivia Cooper. That's the first point of the evening for Hedgesville. Makes it 20-1 Jefferson over the Lady Eagles. Ball given back to Cooper. Quickly takes the second free throw, goes off the front and the back of the rim. No good, so the score remains 20-1.
Just getting word for tomorrow's game we'll have for boys against New Life Christian Academy. I believe it's just a freshman game prior, so that game may start before 7:30 tomorrow.
All righty.
They got to make their trip back to D.C. an hour 45 minutes, so they might as well start early.
Pass one out of bounds for Jefferson. It gives the ball back to Hedgesville.
Shout out Nick back in the studio. Shout out head coach Kelly Church.
Ball goes for Van Dyne. Van Dyne at the right wing. Dribbles to the top of the key, passes it to her left. 6:50 to go in the second quarter. And almost a backcourt violation. Instead, the ball is deflected right at midcourt, rolls to the scores table, goes out of bounds off Hedgesville. It'll be Jefferson ball. 20-1 with 6:48 to go in the second. Jefferson on top of Hedgesville. So it's Holmes getting the inbound and then handing it back to Jefferson. Top of the key goes to the right side for Powell Utley. Powell Utley back to Holmes. Holmes jumper. Looked like there might have been some contact from Cooper, and it'll be Jefferson ball. So it went out of bounds with 6:34 to go. Brezovic taking the inbound for Jefferson. Kicks it out to the top of the key on the left side for Hedrick. Back down low to Brezovic. She spins around, her shot on the right side. No good. Rebounded by Hedgesville's Amelia Fouch, who was fouled in the paint. And that foul going up against Hedrick, her first, team sixth, with 6:26 to go in the second. It's Jefferson 20, Hedgesville 1. Hedgesville with the inbound. It goes to Fouch. And a long pass, bounces once into the hands across midcourt for Cooper. Cooper drives the paint, shot up off the front of the rim, no good. Ball eventually rebounded by Cooper. She drives to right side, her layup no good, as we have an injured player on the court for Hedgesville in the paint. They finally stop it after two shots were no good. 6:09 to go in this second quarter. It's Jefferson 20, Hedgesville 1. And let's step aside and take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road. As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community. I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Spencer Dupuis, our crews, Braden Schaffner, Dylan Bishop back at the studio. It's Nick Verzolini. Spencer, give us our second quarter sponsors, please.
Yeah, brought to you this quarter is brought to you on TV 10 by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Located at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg, or anytime online at Orsinis.com. Also by the Skinner Law Firm, Injury and Consumer Rights Lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or go to SkinnerFirm.com and hope the injured Hedgesville player is okay. Fortunately, I believe Coach Faircloth has had to make some jump some players up from JV. She is one of those players. Don't have her listed on the roster, unfortunately, Colin.
Yep, as she will be helped up by both Matt Faircloth, the head coach of Hedgesville, as well as Damon Smith, the head coach of Jefferson. They'll both help her out slowly back to Hedgesville's bench. So some great sportsmanship shown there by Coach Smith of Jefferson making sure that the Lady Eagles okay. 6 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the second quarter. It is Jefferson 20, Hedgesville 1.
And you don't want to speculate there, but it looked like she got hit in the head there.
So that foul going against Jefferson's number 10, which I believe I heard is Robinson. That is her first, team 7th. So that sends Van Dyne to the charity stripe to shoot 2 for Hedgesville. First one up. She drains it to make it a 20-2 game. So both points for Hedgesville coming from the free throw line tonight. The second from Van Dyne. Too strong off the back of the rim and no good. Keeps it 20-2 with 6 minutes to go in the second. Rebounded for Jefferson. Goes Brezovic across midcourt. Holmes back to the top of the key for Powell Utley. Back to Holmes on the left side. Finding Brezovic wide open in the paint. Her jumper on the left side. Off the front of the rim, back of the glass, and then through to make it 22-2.
And
Brezovic with 6.
I was going to say Brezovic, she didn't get the start tonight, but she's playing meaningful minutes and succeeding in her minutes she's playing in this ballgame.
Ball stolen by Brezovic back the other way. Her layup on the right side is good. Makes it 24-2 as Brezovic picking up where she left off Friday in that win against James Wood. One-on-one on the right side. Cooper goes up and is fouled. It looks like, at least in my opinion from up here, that she did not have possession when she ran into Hedrick, but the foul called anyway, and it will be a shooting foul, so that'll send Hedgesville to the line with 5:23 to go in the second quarter. It's Jefferson 24, Hedgesville 2, but it's a little surprising if you ask me, Spencer, as yes, the hands went up for Cooper, but I didn't think she had the ball when she ran into Hedrick.
No, and it's a big mid-size mismatch there. It was.
So now they're saying that it was on the floor, not in fact a shooting foul. I'll give them that one a little bit. So it's a 1-1 as that was the 8th team foul against Jefferson, and the second against Hedrick as the first end of the 1-1. It goes off the back of the iron, straight up and hitting the wire, which counts as out of bounds. So that free throw by Cooper, no good, and the score remains 24-2, Jefferson over Hedgesville. It's Robinson bringing it up the court for Jefferson. Her pass to the left side for Holmes. Holmes swings it down low to the left corner for Robinson, who bounce passes it back to Holmes, finding Brezovic at the left elbow. Brezovic turns around, her jumper around the rim, and good. Brezovic now has double digits, and it's a 26-2 lead for Jefferson. Hedgesville has 3v2 back the other way. Cooper wide open on the left side. Her layup is good. Olivia Cooper has the first field goal of the evening for Hedgesville, makes it 26-4.
And that's going to put some confidence in these players, specifically Cooper. He can go down and nail a shot, and it's not just on the free throws.
Holmes has it, gives it to Robinson. Robinson tries to pass it to Hedrick. It goes through her hands to Powell Utley at the top of the key. Powell Utley passes it to Holmes, who dribbles to the right side, finds Powell Utley at the free throw line, and she travels. Hedgesville will get the ball, 4:26 to go in the second quarter, and we'll have a 30-second timeout called by Jefferson's coach, Damon Smith. Let's take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back inside of the Eagles' Nest at Hedgesville High School. Girls basketball action on this Monday night. It is Jefferson 26, Hedgesville 4 with 4:26 to go in the second quarter as Holmes gets the inbound for Jefferson, drives to the left elbow. Her shot no good. We have an offensive foul called against Powell Utley, her first team 9th for Jefferson. Inbound stolen easily by Brezovic. She pump fakes, drives to right baseline, puts up a layup too hard off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Cooper for Hedgesville. She'll give it to Kelsey Van Dyne, who is guarded very closely by Brezovic. Still in the backcourt is Van Dyne. She tries to break midcourt and just misses by about half a second. That one was as close as it gets, but it's another turnover for Hedgesville. Jefferson gets the ball with 4:09 to go in the second.
Those are some things that Coach Faircloth, when he mentioned in the pregame show, in the pregame interview, that there are just some things that weren't learned at a younger age, and I think one of that's the importance of getting it past the line, because it seems like it's not big importance right now, and he's trying to make sure that it is to the players.
The inbound deflected out of bounds by Laughlin for Hedgesville. The ball stays in the possession of Jefferson. It's Holmes at the point, dribbling low with her left hand, picks up her dribble, passes it to Robinson, back over for Taylor at the top of the key. Taylor swings it over to Donson down low, driving the right baseline goes Holmes after the pass from Donson. Shot up, no good, rebounded by Hedgesville. Back the other way is Van Dyne, breaking midcourt, bounce passing it to the right side. Laughlin finds Cooper down low, her shot no good, rebounded in the paint by Fouch. Her shot misses the mark entirely too, rebounded by Robinson for Jefferson. 3.5 to go in the second. It's 26-4, Jefferson on top of Hedgesville. Driving the right side, Taylor, layup is good, and the foul. She now has 10 points. She has an opportunity to make it a 3-point play. It's 28-4 now for Jefferson on top of Hedgesville. That foul goes on Hedgesville's Kaylee Laughlin, her second, team 8th. Free throw up and airballed by Taylor. It's the second missed free throw of the evening now for Jefferson. Was made 7 out of the 9. It's Boyer picking up her dribble, finds at the top of the key Van Dyne. She spins around, one hand bounce pass to her left for Laughlin at the wing. She'll give it back to Fouch. Fouch driving the right side, goes into the paint and is fouled. She went up for the shot. Holmes trying to say she was straight up, but the foul's not against her. It's against Lindsay.
Well, they were shooting either way.
3:04 to go in the second. It is Jefferson 28, Hedgesville 4. That sends Amelia Fouch to the free throw line to shoot 2. And Hedgesville so far tonight is 2 for 5. Make it 2 for 6 now from the free throw line as Fouch misses the front end of the 2 shots. She gets the ball back for the second free throw, and the second free throw from Fouch gets stuck in between the glass and the rim on the right side. So the score remains 28-4. Now let's see how long it takes to get that ball down as we get one retrieved from the near side bleachers. And it was quicker than I thought, but this time, unlike Friday when we saw the ball got stuck, Spencer, the ball did not go through the net and good by the official. Instead, it missed to the left. So Robinson for Jefferson will pass midcourt. Dribbling it with her right hand, switches over to her left, picks up her dribble and gives it to Lindsay at the left wing. Lindsay passes it to the top of the key. Back over to Lindsay. She drives to the left baseline and steps out of bounds with 2:48 to go in the second quarter. It's a turnover by Jefferson. Hedgesville gets the ball. It'll be Van Dyne to inbound. Jefferson leads Hedgesville 28-4. The inbound goes to Fouch. Fouch in the left corner. Now we'll try to get to midcourt. Her pass goes across midcourt to the freshman Boyer. She drives to the left side, dishes it down low to Olivia Cooper, and she is fouled hard, but her shot at the right block goes up and good to make it 28-6. And she now has an opportunity at a 3-point play.
And you got to take those when you can get them, and it was just a great execution of getting the ball out and down to your players, and wide open under the basket, gets fouled while going up, and makes the free throw.
She now has 6 points, and that makes it 28-7 Jefferson on top of Hedgesville with 2:34 to go in the second quarter. And they called that foul against Lindsay. That's her third for Jefferson, team 8th. So it's Robinson down in the left corner, guarded closely by Fouch. She'll try to drive the baseline, puts up a floater off the side of the glass. No good, rebounded by Fouch for Hedgesville, who immediately gives it over to Van Dyne. Van Dyne walks after she breaks midcourt. Her pass that she tried to get off before she walked was intended for Boyer, but it's another Hedgesville turnover. Jefferson gets the ball. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the second quarter. As it will be Jefferson inbounding it. Taylor will do so when she gets the ball to Brezovic. Bounce pass goes into the hands of Brezovic, who calls out the play, dribbling with her left hand. Back to her right side, breaks midcourt, looks to Damon Smith, her coach, for the call, and passes it to the right side for Taylor. Switches positions, back and forth between Taylor and Brezovic. They find Hedrick down low. She's triple-teamed. Her shot no good. Rebounded by Hedgesville. 2 players fall to the floor. No call back the other way goes the Eagles. It's Boyer, and Lindsay steals it from Boyer, giving it to Taylor. Taylor, Euro step, layup, falls through after bouncing off the rim 4 times. That makes it 30-7 with a minute and a half to go in the second. Jefferson on top of Hedgesville, and Taylor now has 12 points. She's the leading scorer tonight for the Lady Cougars. Laughlin at the top of the key with the ball for Hedgesville. Double team, bounce passes it to the right wing for Fouch. She kicks it out to Boyer. Three-pointer in the corner is no good. Rebounded in the paint by Laughlin. Her shot misses. 2 more shots follow, and it's eventually Olivia Cooper from the left side putting it up and in for Hedgesville to make it 30-9 with a minute to go in this second quarter.
If you get another basket, I think that'd look good for trying to get the confidence up in the second half.
Lindsay at the right elbow dishes it out to Brezovic for 3 in the right corner. It's good.
And Brezovic is just dangerous, whether it's on offense, on defense, down low, from the outside. I mean, she's just a very dangerous player, and she didn't even get the start tonight.
That makes it 33-9, Jefferson. She has 13 points, and Fouch had a beautiful pump fake. It caught Lindsay off guard, but she walked. I mean, she had Lindsay fooled. Lindsay went into the air, but you got to keep your feet still if you're Fouch. It's another Hedgesville turnover. Jefferson has the ball with 35.5 seconds to go in the second. You disagree with me?
I'm just not going to. I'm going to keep my mouth shut over here.
Okay. Brezovic, pass midcourt for Jefferson. Picks up her dribble, gives it to the right side. Down low now is Hedrick in the paint. And her shot, no good, but she's fouled. That sends her to the free throw line to shoot 2 with 21.1 seconds to go. And that foul against Amelia Fouch, her second, team 9th. So now Laughlin, Boyer, Fouch, and Yates all have 2 fouls each. Van Dyne has 1.
Again, as we saw in the JV game, there's at least 20 fouls in the first half.
Hedrick makes the first of the 2 free throws. Now Jefferson leads 34-9 on Hedgesville. Hedrick, 2 for 3 tonight from the free throw line, trying to make it 3 of 4. She's able to do so as she makes that free throw to extend Jefferson's lead to 35-9. Fouch picks up her dribble after crossing midcourt, passes it behind her for Boyer. Boyer swings it to the left side for Van Dyne. Van Dyne drives the paint up the middle and is stopped by Hedrick as she gets to the right side of the paint. And it's a jump ball, possession arrow, Hedgesville with 5.5 seconds to go. The Eagles have an inbound underneath its basket at the baseline. It will be Fouch trying to set up the offense. Jefferson tipped out of bounds off the Cougars. It was Brezovic's right hand that it went out of bounds off. And with 4.3 seconds to go, Hedgesville's coach, Matt Faircloth, will take a full timeout. So let's take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 30 seconds.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School. The score, Jefferson 35, Hedgesville 9, as the Lady Eagles taking a full timeout to try and draw up one final play as they have the ball for an inbound in the right corner of the gymnasium with 4.3 seconds left until halftime.
You really got to maybe have time for 1-2 dribbles, and then you got to pop the shot.
It'll be Fouch inbounding on the right side of Jefferson's bench, trying to look for an open teammate.
But the way Jefferson plays defense will be hard.
She's unable to do so. 5-second violation.
The way that they play defense, it was going to be hard for them to get it in. We already saw them hard to get it past the line. So.
With a 5-second violation, there should have been time put back on the clock. Instead, it says 3.4. Brezovic picks it up. Her half-court shot off the glass, no good. And that is the end of the second quarter. Your score, Jefferson 35, Hedgesville 9. Let's step aside, take a 2-minute break, and then be back for the halftime show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? No matter what you think, you can have it either way. Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's local market.
Rise and shine. You're gonna be late for work. Good morning, sleepyhead. Have a good one.
Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's local market.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
WVU Heart and Vascular Institute offers world-class heart care close to home. Our board-certified physicians are performing groundbreaking procedures using cutting-edge techniques, and that's why we're expanding our services to every corner of our region, so you don't have to travel far to receive the great specialty care you deserve close to home. Now accepting new patients at all locations in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Shepherdstown, Winchester, and at our newest office in Ranson. WVU Heart and Vascular Institute, world-class heart care close to home.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Spencer Dupuy, our crew. It's Braden Schaffner and Dylan Bishop on our 2 cameras. And back at the studio, it's Nick Verzolini, who you will hear from shortly as we welcome you into the halftime show. Brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to WVJusticeLawyers.com for more. It is Jefferson 35, Hedgesville 9 in a very lopsided first half, Spencer. And let's get into our scorers. We start with Hedgesville. Only 2 scorers. Olivia Cooper leads the way with 8 points. Kelsey Van Dyne has the other 1 point. And for Jefferson, it's Brezovic with 13, Taylor with 12, Dodson with 5, Hedrick with 3, and Rollins with 2. Quickly, what are your first half thoughts, Spencer?
I think we're starting to see a Jefferson team that's getting more cohesive, and a team that we thought we would see and that Coach Smith probably thought he would see more of than the first couple games. And that's good to see because they want to go back to Charleston. And for Hedgesville, they're just trying to find their way, and I think they're doing so in learning from every step of every game. And I think, there's going to be a lot of stuff they didn't like from the first half, but there's going to be a lot of stuff. There's going to be some things they did like, and you got to build off that.
There you go. As we got about 6.5 minutes remaining in this halftime. We'll step aside, take a 2-minute break, and on the other side of that break, you'll hear from Nick Verzolini with our And One Halftime Scoreboard Show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
We welcome you into the Mountaineer Grill and Pub halftime and one scoreboard show. I'm your host, Nick Verzolini, as the and one scoreboard show brought to you by the Mountaineer Pub, located at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. As we take a look at some scores at the half, it is Jefferson leading Hedgesville in girls basketball 35-9, the game you're currently tuned into. In the NBA tonight, some good games going on. The Cavaliers lead the Utah Jazz 68-53. The 76ers lead the Raptors 69-56. Atlanta leads the Magic 64-60. The San Antonio Spurs lead the Rockets 27-17. 19-19 between the Mavs and the T-Wolves. Bucks Pelicans 25-22. And the Blazers lead the Thunder 26-16. All those games in the first quarter. In college basketball on the men's side, in the top 25, no games currently in action, but some good ones on to tip off here later this week. I'm on Tuesday for some reason, so there are probably some games going on. Here we go, Monday. In Monday men's basketball action, Marshall is leading Glenville State in the second half, 81-62. There's no top 25 matchups today. Hofstra, South Florida's in a good one, 61-60. And not a whole lot of big college games going on tonight at all on this Monday, but those are the scores that are at least close games, and obviously an in-state team in the Marshall Thundering Herd. In NCAA women's basketball, we have Gonzaga and San Diego going at it tonight, 10-2. Number 22 ranked Gonzaga will play San Diego. And let's see if maybe Marshall or WVU are in action tonight. No Marshall. And then on the WVU side of things, their women's team is not in action either. So not a whole lot going on in college hoops, but in the NFL tonight, just getting started. You can tune in to the conclusion of this game on the radio side after this game ramps up, it's Rams-Packers. So that will do it for this halftime segment. We'll send it back to Colin Spencer after this.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
For you guys who wait till the last minute to buy her gift, check out our winning play that scores big in your home on Christmas morning. Ready? Hike into your car, rush to our store, but don't speed. Then we huddle over the cases, pick the perfect gift, wrap it, and hand it off to you. You rush out with the winning gift held tight, and on Christmas morning, you hand it off to her. She opens it, and baby, it's a touchdown. She loves it. Ready for the winning play? Come see us at Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South, Inwood.
Welcome back for the start of the second half, already underway by 10 seconds. Jefferson had an inbound, and then the pass was just deflected out of bounds, and it's a inbound now for the Lady Cougars underneath its basket. The inbound goes to Dodson, who tries to bounce pass it down into the right post, intended for Lindsay. But we have a jump ball possession error for Hedgesville with 7:47 to go in the third. It is Jefferson 35, Hedgesville 9.
Yeah, third quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more. Also on TV 10 by Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361.
Ball, while he was mentioning our quarter sponsors, was successfully brought past the backcourt into the front court for Hedgesville. And now the pass from Natalie Yates in and out of the hands of Van Dyne and into Hedgesville's bench. So it will be a turnover on the Lady Eagles, and Jefferson gets the ball with 7:20 to go in this third quarter. It's Brezovic breaking midcourt for Jefferson, just dribbling it, waiting at the midcourt logo for a play from Coach Smith. She now starts the offense up, has the ball on the left side, drives in. It's a high-low offense in the left elbow, the jumper up and good by Hendrick, and she starts the scoring for the second half and makes it 37-9. Ball almost stolen by Dodson. Back the other way goes Hedgesville, losing her footing as Van Dyne. She was able to keep her dribble, and a timeout called by Hedgesville. That is their third. They have two remaining. It's a full timeout. It's Jefferson 37, Hedgesville 9. Let's take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest at Hedgesville High School. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Spencer Dupuis for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Our cameraman jamming out to who runs the world, girls, Braden Schaffner. Dylan Bishop not jamming out as much as Braden, but it seems like he's having fun over there. Back at the studio, it's Nick Verslini. I don't know, he gave me a thumbs up when I pointed to him, so I think he's having fun.
I think it was he was doing good. He can't hear you over there.
He might be able to. He has eagle ears as we're at the Eagles Nest. His pass deflected out of bounds by Jefferson's Brezovic. It will remain Hedgesville possession with 6:50 to go in this third quarter.
Brezovic probably a candidate for player of the game.
Layup off the glass by Yates on the left side. No good. Rebounded by Jefferson, who goes back the other way. It's Brezovic pulling up for three and airballed. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Hedgesville ball. Jefferson leads 37-9. Fouch inbounds it to Van Dyne. Van Dyne guarded closely by Lindsay. And passes it to the left. Almost took by Brezovic, but instead to Fouch, who gives it right back to Van Dyne. Van Dyne at the top of the key. Swings it over to Boyer. Boyer drives the left side. Double teamed. Kicks it out at the left wing for Fouch. And a travel violation called against Fouch. Be another Hedgesville turnover. Jefferson gets the ball in this third quarter with 6:18 to go. Brezovic will slowly bring it up court for the Lady Cougars, who lead 37-9 over Hedgesville. It's the first Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference game of the season. Pass goes to Lindsay, who spins around and is fouled at the right elbow. So that's the first foul of the half. It's that foul against Hedgesville's Kaylee Lachlan, her third. Quick inbound to Dodson. Her three-pointer no good off the front of the rim, then the back of the glass, rebounded by Van Dyne.
We call this a cross-sectional matchup here as Eagles in Section 1 and the Cougars are in Section 2.
Dodson tries to go for a long pass from the near side of midcourt into the paint intended for Brezovic, but it's deflected out of bounds. Jefferson will keep the ball with 5:49 to go in the third. And Jefferson wanted the quick inbound, but they were unable to do so because we had substitutes checking in for Hedgesville. The shot was missed anyway.
Slow him down here.
Inbound now successful to Dodson. She drives the right baseline, puts up a left J-hook off the glass too hard, no good. Rebounded by Hedgesville. Full court press. It's 3v2. Van Dyne trying to get some help. Eventually her pass goes across, intended for Boyer, but it's deflected out of bounds into the scores table by Lindsay.
Yeah, and they've been on this press all night long, Colin.
Yes, they have, and it's been successful as it's a 37-9 lead for Jefferson over Hedgesville. Copenhaver drives to the left side wing, picks up her dribble, and is fouled by Dodson. That is the first team foul this half for Jefferson, and it is Dodson's second of the evening. 5:21 to go in the third. It's Jefferson 37, Hedgesville 9. Only one basket made so far this half, and it was by Hedrick for Jefferson. Ball almost goes out of bounds, recovered by Lachlan. Lachlan passes it to the far side of the court for Copenhaver. Picks up her dribble at the Eagle script, guarded closely by Dodson. Tries to bounce past it. It's stolen by Lindsay. Lindsay has to recover her dribble across midcourt. Bounce passes it for Dodson. Her shot in the left corner for two is no good. Rebounded by Lachlan for Hedgesville, who dribbles it back the other way quickly, breaks midcourt, picks up her dribble, finds Boyer. Boyer at the left wing, pump fakes, and then passes it back to the top of the key for Lachlan, and Lachlan tries to break through two Jefferson Cougars and travels. So it'll be another Hedgesville turnover with 4:43 to go in the third. Jefferson gets the ball back, leading 37-9 over Hedgesville. Brezovic will slowly bring it up court. Now picking up her pace into a jog instead of a walk. Now a skip instead of a jog. And back to a walk. Our pass over the head of two Hedgesville defenders to the right side for Lindsay. Lindsay finds Brezovic open in the left post, off the glass and in from Brezovic, making it 39-9.
Yeah,
she now has 15 points.
I think Brezovic could be the clear-cut winner tonight of the player of the game, but we'll find out for sure what I decide come post-game showtime.
As we have a foul called in the back court against Jefferson as Lachlan was tripped up by Taylor.
And, Colin, what you said earlier about Dylan having eagle ears, that's not necessarily a compliment because eagles have the same hearing as humans.
Huh. Learn something new every day.
Back in the studio.
Thank
doing
you,
the
Nick.
hard research.
Shot in the right corner, airballed by Van Dyne, rebounded by Jefferson. Dodson tried to go coast to coast, instead kicks it out for Lindsay, and Lindsay finds Brezovic. Brezovic passes it down to the right post for Hedrick. She brings the ball down to her waist. We have a tie-up jump ball possession arrow. for Jefferson with 3:49 to go in the third. It's a 30-point lead for the Cougars. We're in search of their second win of the season. In the paint, ball inbounded to Dodson. Her shot quickly up, no good off the back of the rim. Ball deflected into the hands of Boyer, rebounds it for Jefferson, and eventually dribbles on the right side of the court out of bounds. Jefferson gets the ball right back. Very sloppy third quarter so far.
Yeah, very
It's
sloppy.
only 4 points have been scored, and it's all 4 for Jefferson. Dodson with the ball for the Cougars. From right to left to Taylor. Taylor quickly gives it down low to Brezovic at the block. She kicks it out to the left elbow for Hedrick, who gives it back down low, and a foul called on Hedgesville. That is Van Dyne.
Yeah. She came from the back and kind of hacked her.
With her second foul, team second of the quarter. 3 minutes, 28 seconds to go. It is Jefferson 39, Hedgesville 9. Brezovic inbounds it to the top of the key to Dodson. She immediately passes it to her left for Lindsay, who tried to find Brezovic, but it's deflected by Van Dyne into the hands of, I believe, Cooper. Cooper gets tied up with Lindsay, but the jump ball gives the possession arrow to Hedgesville. Ball inbounded to Boyer at midcourt. She breaks the timeline, dribbles to the right side, pivots backwards, gives it to Copenhaver. Copenhaver swings it to Van Dyne to the top of the key, back to Copenhaver at the right wing. She passes it to her left side for Fouch. Fouch gives it at the free throw line to Cooper, and Cooper loses it. Stolen by Hedrick, who gives it to Lindsay. Back the other way goes Jefferson. They find Hedrick. Shot no good by Dodson, rebounded by Brezovic, and a foul with 2:59 to go in the third. And another foul called against Kelsey Van Dyne. That's her third, team third of the half, and that sends Brezovic to the line to shoot 2. First free throw around the rim, no good. So the score remains Jefferson 39, Hedgesville 9 with 2:59 to go in the third quarter. Brezovic gets the ball back for her second free throw. She makes it. She now has 16 points, and the lead extended to 40-9. Jefferson on top of Hedgesville. Fouch trying to break midcourt and steps out of bounds on the far side. And that will be another Eagle turnover. Jefferson gets the ball back. Ball inbounded to Brezovic. Brezovic dribbling back and forth between her right and left hands. Will break the timeline. Now just wait for Damon Smith, the head coach at Jefferson, to call out the call. He switches Taylor and Holmes on the right and left side and now starts to play. It's Brezovic on the left wing kicking it out to Holmes. Holmes almost walks, keeps her pivot foot down. Shot in the left block, no good by Hedrick, rebounded by Cooper. Back the other way goes Hedgesville. It's Fouch double teamed. She finds Van Dyne open in the middle of the midcourt logo, and eventually it's stolen in the paint by Hedrick. They find Lindsay back the other way. A quick transition offense, the layup off the glass, and good by Lindsay. Her first basket of the evening makes it 42-9 Jefferson over Hedgesville with 2 minutes to go in the third.
They get it past the timeline, and that's good to see.
Van Dyne met immediately by Lindsay at the top of the key. Had Fouch open down at the left block, but coming in was Lindsay to deflect it. Ball tied up in the paint. The possession arrow this time gives it to Jefferson. 1:47 to go in this third quarter. It's Jefferson 42, Hedgesville 9. Brezovic going to decide to inbound it for Jefferson instead of Taylor. Brezovic trying to find Holmes, does so in the left corner. And Hedgesville this time with a full court press as Holmes is fouled. Don't know if it was against Van Dyne or by Copenhaver. If it's Van Dyne, that's her fourth. And Coach Faircloth not happy with the call because it is against the senior Kelsey Van Dyne, who now has 4 fouls. 1:42 to go in the third quarter as a reverse layup by Hedrick.
That was great.
No good in the paint, rebounded by Fouch.
I'm pretty sure Van Dyne said, "How was that on me?" And Coach Faircloth said, "Good question. We're all trying to figure it out."
Huh? The officials had it, apparently, as the ball stolen by Taylor. goes coast to coast on the right side. Her finger roll layup up and in to extend Jefferson's lead to 44-9 with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in the fourth.
You don't see this very often. We're going to see a full shift. It's like we're watching hockey or something. You're going to bring 5 in and 5 out.
Well, typically during the winter months, we will occasionally have Washington Capitals hockey on our radio airwaves, as they are in action tonight against the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah.
But 1:06 to go here in this third quarter. It is 44-9. Jefferson on top of Hedgesville as Brezovic breaks midcourt for the Lady Cougars. Waiting for Smith to call the play. Gives it to Hedrick. Right wing three. Airballed.
She stepped out, unfortunately.
As it was rebounded by Yates, who, yes, good eye there. Spencer, instead of eagle ears, can I say eagle eyes there for Spencer? Is that like a positive?
Yes.
Hedrick
Well, I don't
airballs
know.
again
Eagle Eye
from
is
the
the
right
name
wing.
of a movie with Shia LaBeouf in it.
So, I don't know.
Speaking of the Capitals, they are tied to no Ovechkin goals, though.
45 seconds to go in the third.
Two from Nick
Hedgesville
Dowd, though.
will call another timeout. 42.8 seconds to go. Let's step aside and take a 30-second break. It's Jefferson 44, Hedgesville 9. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School. 42.8 seconds to go in the third quarter of this West Virginia High School girls basketball action between Jefferson and Hedgesville. Jefferson leads 44-9 as Hedgesville has the inbound after the timeout. Goes to Lachlan, who breaks midcourt at the top of the key, driving the left side. Tries to kick it out for an open teammate. It goes out of the hands of Mason into Hedgesville's bench and out of bounds. With 38.1 seconds to go, Jefferson gets the ball back. Taylor inbounds to Brezovic. Brezovic will slowly make her way up to the front court for Jefferson. She breaks midcourt stripe on the left side and now will throw it all the way across the court to Lindsay, who kicks it all the way back the other way to Brezovic. 20 seconds to go. It looks like Jefferson will just play keep away and wait for the last shot, as it's now Hedrick with the ball on the right side, back to Brezovic on the left side of the midcourt logo. They find somebody down low. It's Holmes, double teamed at the left block, and going down to the court is Hedgesville's Natalie Yates, as a whistle was blown with 8.4 seconds to go, and it's a foul against Yates. That's her third, team fifth for Hedgesville.
A little aggressive there at the end of that jump ball.
Holmes pump fakes and walks with 6.5 seconds to go. The turnover gives Hedgesville the ball. It's Jefferson 44, Hedgesville 9 in the third quarter. Ball inbounded to Lachlan, who finally picks it up. Passes it to Mason, and Mason will dribble it off the foot of Lindsay, fall to the court, find Lachlan. Her shot up and not in time.
I don't think it was. I think it came off after anyway. I don't think it would have been. I think it went off after the buzzer.
I said not in time. But that's the end of the third. It's Jefferson 44, Hedgesville 9. Let's take a 1-minute break, then be back for the fourth quarter. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter. Now we go at Hedgesville High School. It is Jefferson 44, Hedgesville 9. It's Hedgesville with the ball. As the ball now stolen, back the other way goes Jefferson as the ball was stolen by Rollins, who tries to dribble it up the near side of the court. It's deflected out of bounds by Hedgesville's Mason, and it stays Jefferson ball.
Yeah, Colin, the fourth quarter brought to you in part on TV 10 by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first.
We'll get our other fourth quarter sponsor during the next break. Is Rollins' shot rejected. Eventually goes into the hands of Mason for Hedgesville. We have a jump ball with 7:35 to go in the fourth. You want to give us our second quarter sponsor quickly,
yeah,
Spencer?
It's also brought to you on TV 10 by WVU Medicine's Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere, Colin.
Thank you, Spencer. As Powell Utley's shot from the left elbow misses the mark, and his air ball goes out of bounds with 7:29 to go in the fourth. It's Hedgesville ball, trailing Jefferson 44-9 the Lady Eagles. Laughlin at midcourt, guarded closely by Powell Utley. Tries to cross her over, picks up her dribble, finds Yates at the free throw line. She turns around as the ball stolen. Back the other way goes Jefferson, and losing her dribble is the Lady Cougar. Now goes down with an injury, slow to get up. Looks like she will be okay. It's that foul against Sampson, who's wearing number 2 tonight, as we were given a roster that had her as number 1, but that is her first, team third.
Might not have the correct away jersey?
Maybe, but it's Yates now for Hedgesville, pulling up on the jumper, shot off the rim, no good, rebounded by Rollins for Jefferson, who gives it to Sampson, and Sampson's pass goes over the head of Robinson, out of bounds into Hedgesville's bench, and it'll give the Lady Eagles the ball with 6:54 to go in this fourth quarter.
And if you're the Lady Eagles, you want to make something out of this. Free possession, essentially.
Yates to inbound. She does so to Laughlin in the backcourt. She breaks midcourt, picks up her dribble, bounce passes to Yates, but they call travel against Laughlin first. With 6:50 to go, the ball goes back to Jefferson. Be Powell Utley inbounding it to Robinson. Robinson breaks the timeline, picks up her dribble, gives it to Powell Utley on the right side, and she walks, trying to drive the paint. And 5 seconds into that possession, it's another turnover. Hedgesville ball. Laughlin will take the inbound for Hedgesville with 6:40 to go in the fourth. Laughlin breaks midcourt, dribbles with her left hand, picks it up, finds Mason at the left wing. She drives the baseline, goes up for a layup. Her shot up, no good. Rebounded in the paint, and that shot is good to make it 44-11 as Gabby enters the score column for Hedgesville. Three-pointer by Shanley at the top of the key. No good. Rebounded by Hedgesville. Gabby gives it back to Laughlin. Back to Yates. Yates layup is good. 44-13 now, as Yates enters the score column for the first time.
And great job there by Yates to be able to get the ball on that bounce pass and an easy shot, and then put
Powell
some confidence
Utley,
in this Hedgesville team.
Shot misses. Rebounded by Yates for Hedgesville, who will dribble it herself and has the ball stolen by Sampson, who goes back the other way. 1v3 for Sampson, but she's fouled on the floor with 5:39 to go in the fourth. It is Jefferson 44, Hedgesville 13, as they are on a 4-0 run to start this fourth quarter.
Foul is called on the Eagles, number 13, Gabrielle Gaddy, her first, team 6.
We have a foul against Hedgesville, team 6. Robinson with it. Giving it to Robinson in the left corner. She swings it all the way to Powell Utley at the left wing. We'll give it to Sampson at the top of the key. Shanley now from Sampson. Drives the right side. Reverse layup. And is fouled hard as she goes to the court. Looks like she might have landed on her elbow, but she gets up on her own power. Okay, as that foul against Natalie Yates, her fourth. Team 7th. Shanley will now go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So they lead 44-13 with 5:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Shanley's free throws up and through, make it 45-13. Shanley now enters the score column.
Another line change for the Lady Eagles. 5 on, 5 off.
And that is the 7th Jefferson Lady Cougar to enter the score column tonight. Shanley's second free throw up. That one is drained as well to extend the lead to 46-13 Jefferson on top of Hedgesville.
And if you're Coach Faircloth here, you just want to see some kind of, lightning in a bottle or something, just a little bit of scoring, a little bit of confidence heading down the rest of the season.
Whistle
Especially
blown.
knowing that they only have, what is this? They have another game against Jefferson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they only have, what is that? I'm trying to calculate, 11 conference games left after tonight. Or no, 9 after tonight. I can do math, Colin.
Eventually you can, as we had another whistle blown from the start of the first whistle when you made your point. 5:04 to go in the fourth. It's Jefferson 46. Hedgesville 13. Love you over there, Spencer. Helping me out and running the TV 10 side of things, as we got Braden Schaffner and Dylan Bishop on our camera as well. That foul was against Shanley, her third, team 5th, as Lakin Copenhaver enters the score column, making a shot for Hedgesville to make it 46-15.
And that's really good to see, just players making shots, give them some confidence to go later in the season.
Pella Utley drives the right side, her layup too hard off the glass, no good, and Boyer carries the ball. She tried to go coast to coast, but when she made the exchange from her left to right hand, she kind of just picked it up for a second. So that's a Hedgesville turnover, and Jefferson gets the ball back with 4:45 to go in regulation. Inbounding it for Jefferson will be Robinson. She does so to Holmes, who has to wait for Robinson to cross midcourt. Was going to pass to her, it looked like, but instead will just dribble it to the top of the key and then try to pass it to the right side for Robinson, but it's deflected out of bounds by Boyer to the scores table. It remains Jefferson ball with 4:36 to go in the fourth. Holmes inbounds it to Robinson, who dribbles to the right corner, drives into the right baseline, puts up a floater, no good, but she's fouled on the play. 46-15 Jefferson on top of Hedgesville. That'll send Robinson to the free throw line. So that foul was called against the freshman, Maggie Boyer, her third, team 8th. Robinson's free throws up, and that one is good, as she's now the 8th Jefferson Cougar in the score column, extending the lead to 47-15 for Jefferson, on top of Hedgesville. Second free throw up, that one is good as well. Makes it 48-15 Jefferson. Boyer against the ball for Hedgesville. Will dribble her way up to the offensive side for the Lady Eagles. Guarded closely by Robinson. She has to give it up to Van Dyne, who's now met by Robinson. Finding Fouch in the left corner for 3. The shot no good off the back of the rim. Rebounded back the other way is Jefferson. It's Sampson crossing over Boyer. Trying to go coast to coast. Loses the ball right as she was wanting to go up for the layup. Rolls off her leg out of bounds. Hedgesville ball with 4:08 to go in the fourth. A lot of minutes for those who don't typically do so tonight in this varsity game, as it's been very lopsided so far. But it's good to see, because you want both sides who have very young players to get experience at the varsity level. Fouch finding Cooper. She spins around, puts up a shot at the right side, guarded closely by Shanley. It's no good, rebounded by Jefferson. Sampson again trying to cross over a Hedgesville Eagle. Finds Shanley open in the right corner. She drives the baseline. Her shot rejected by Amelia Fouch, who sends Shanley to the court by doing so. The ball goes out of bounds. It will be Jefferson ball with 3:42 to go in the fourth. It is Jefferson 48, Hedgesville 15. The ball inbounded to Sampson, back to Robinson at the right block. It's deflected by Cooper and stolen by Fouch for Hedgesville. It goes back the other way as the ball was bounced past to Van Dyne. Van Dyne will bring it across midcourt, picked up by Robinson, so she'll pass it to her left side for Boyer. Boyer will dribble to the top of the key, go in between her legs, pick up her dribble, floats it past the left corner for Fouch, who tries to quickly, immediately give it back to Boyer, but it's deflected by Robinson for Jefferson out of bounds. It'll be Hedgesville ball with 3:21 to go. Ball inbounded to Boyer. Bounce passes it to the right side for Copenhaver. Copenhaver will chest pass it to the top of the key for Van Dyne. Van Dyne almost has her pocket picked, picks up her dribble, double teamed. Eventually does have her pocket picked. Back the other way, Sampson, and she loses her dribble, has to turn around. Holmes able to retain it for Jefferson. Finds Rollins. She drives the right side. Her shot no good. Rebounded by Hedgesville. 2:50 to go in the fourth. It's Jefferson 48, Hedgesville 15, and Boyer breaks midcourt for the Eagles. She drives to the left side, finds an open teammate. It's Fouch at the left corner. Her jumper goes in and out and back in. So that's now 48-17 as Fouch enters the score column for Jefferson, or excuse me, for Hedgesville the first time tonight.
8 points in this quarter now for the Eagles?
Yes, 8 points. That's a total of 17. Foul against Hedgesville as Robinson went up for a layup on the left side. That sends her to the free throw line with 2:26 to go in the fourth.
And Colin, this game's obviously, it's basically over. Just got to play the final 3 minutes left. But just the fact that the Eagles this quarter have been able to put up one less point than they had the first 3 quarters goes to show that they're building something here, and it takes a while to build something. And Coach Faircloth they're going to go through it. This team's going to go through it this year. But to be able to do things like that is going to help you down the line.
First free throw up and good by Robinson. Second one misses the mark, so it's now 49-17 Jefferson on top of Hedgesville as the Eagles rebound the ball. It's Van Dyne bringing it across midcourt, passing it to the left side for Boyer. Boyer finds Van Dyne wide open in the paint, off the glass and in from Van Dyne. She now has 3 points and makes it 49-19.
That's 10 points this quarter for the Lady Eagles.
Compared to 5 for Jefferson. Powell Utley tries to find Robinson in the paint. It's deflected out of bounds by Boyer, and we'll have a full change again for Hedgesville as 5 check in and 5 check out for the Lady Eagles with 1:55 to go in the fourth.
Yeah, Coach Faircloth really liked those line changes.
Trying to keep us on our toes up here.
Even though this group been playing really well.
Shot by Jefferson's Holmes from the right side, no good. Rebounded by Hedgesville. Laughlin goes coast to coast. Her layup off the glass and then the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded down low by Yates. Gets tied up with Holmes. The jump ball keeps the possession for Hedgesville. 1:42 to go in the fourth. It is 49-19. Jefferson on top of Hedgesville. Laughlin has it now at the top of the key, swinging it to the right from Mason. Passes it one more to the right side for Yates, who drives the baseline. Her shot blocked by Rollins, who chucks it deep, bouncing in and out of the hands of Powell Utley, who's able to retain possession for Jefferson and now gives it to Holmes. Holmes picks up her dribble at the top of the key, swings it to the right side for Powell Utley. She tries to find Rollins at the right elbow, but it's deflected and goes into the hands of Gabby for Hedgesville. We'll hand it to Laughlin. Laughlin pivots, now tries to pass it into the paint, and it's stolen by Jefferson. And we have a tie-up with 1:09 to go in the fourth as Shanley was just trying to lay on top of that one and keep it away from Yates, but Yates was able to put her hands on the ball for the jump ball. 1 minute to go in the fourth quarter. It's Jefferson 49, Hedgesville 19.
And Colin, after the game, Dylan will talk with head coach for the Lady Cougars, Damon Smith, down courtside.
Send him down there to get ready to do so as we speak, as we had another jump ball. This time the possession error gives it to Hedgesville with 56.6 seconds to go. So Jefferson will improve to 2-3. Hedgesville will fall to 0-7. The next game for Hedgesville is Thursday against Berkeley Springs. I'll get you Jefferson's next game when we send it down to Dylan as 40 seconds to go. The ball stolen. Powell Utley back the other way for Jefferson. She pulls up from the left block and is fouled from behind.
Yeah. I was going to say, they put a little delay. They did call that foul, though.
35.5 seconds to go in the fourth. It is Jefferson 49, Hedgesville 19. That sends Powell Utley to the free throw line to shoot 2. So that foul was against Emma Mason, her first team 10th. As Powell Utley tries to become the 9th player to score tonight for Jefferson. And her first free throw off the front of the rim and no good, so the score remains 49-19. She gets the ball back for her second free throw attempt. Takes a few dribbles before doing so. The shot is up. That one off the left side of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Hedgesville in the right corner. And we have a foul against Jefferson. I believe it was Shanley with 33.1 seconds to go, and it was against Shanley. So that is her fourth, team sixth. 30-point lead for Jefferson. Hedgesville has the ball. The ball inbounded to Laughlin in front of Jefferson's bench as Laughlin will quickly break midcourt, spin around, pick up her dribble, finds Yates at the top of the key. She drives the left side, puts up a layup, bounces off the rim twice. No good, rebounded by Hedgesville. Beautiful save by Gabby to get it to Mason at the right block. Her shot no good, but a whistle blown with 20.6 seconds to go as we had a foul against Jefferson. And it was Holmes first, team seventh. So Mason will now go to the free throw line to shoot for Hedgesville. Our first free throw off the mark and no good to the left of the basket. Keeps the score 49-19. Jefferson on top of Hedgesville as the second free throw is good by Emma Mason. So that's her first points of the evening to now make it Jefferson 49, Hedgesville 20. Robinson has the ball stolen by Laughlin. Laughlin dribbles back the other way, finds Mason at the left side. 7 seconds to go. Mason will dribble to the top of the key. 4 seconds to go. 3 seconds to go. Tries to get it to Laughlin. Goes out of bounds with 1.2 seconds left. Jefferson will have the ball and most likely will just inbound it and allow the clock to hit zeros and end this one.
Yeah, and if you're Hedgesville, you've got to like that final quarter there.
They give it to Shanley, and Shanley will attempt a shot, and it got deflected. So your final score, Jefferson 49, Hedgesville 20. So Jefferson gets the win. They improve to 2-3. Hedgesville falls to 0-7, as that's also Jefferson's first conference win and the first conference loss for Hedgesville as both teams shake hands. And while they do so, we will wait for Dylan Bishop to grab the victorious head coach of Jefferson High School, Damon Smith, unless we're going to take a break.
No, we're going
to.
We were having some miscommunication. So, yeah, it was miscommunication. I wasn't
looks
sure.
like Dylan does have Coach Smith now. So
yep.
Let's send it down to Dylan.
All right, down here on the court with the victorious Coach Smith. Coach, good defensive performance from you guys tonight. Only gave up 19 points. How'd you feel about your team on the defensive end of the floor?
Oh, I like what we was doing on the defensive side. A lot of intensity is starting to carry over from the last game, so I'm very pleased.
All right, and you were able to obviously get a lot of points out of your offense tonight, get yourself a big margin of victory. How'd you feel about your team on the offensive end?
We did pretty good on the offensive end. Would love to try to get Olivia involved a little bit more, but they was double teaming her, so we had to find out something else to do. So I mean, I was pleased. All
right, how do you want to build on this win to take things from this one and build for the rest of the season?
To keep the intensity up. Defense, like I said earlier, I'm a defensive-minded coach, so defensively, I want more pressure. So we got to work on that. But other than that, I think this is going to carry us through.
All right, Coach Smith, thank you very much. Good luck. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Coach Smith, as well as Dylan Bishop getting the interview. Let's now step aside, take a minute break. 2-minute break? Let's do a 1-minute break and then come back for the post-game show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest at Hedgesville High School as we welcome you into the Palace Lounge post-game show. Obviously brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me, Spencer Dupuis, our cameraman, our Braden Schaffner, and Dylan Bishop back in the studio. It's Nick Verzolini. Your final score, Jefferson 49, Hedgesville 20. So Jefferson now had 2 wins in a row, improving to 2-3 on the season, 1-0 in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Hedgesville falls to 0-7 overall and 0-1 in the EPAC, as it was a very lopsided game from start to finish, but especially in the fourth quarter, you got to see some positives from the Lady Eagles, Spencer, as they were winners of the fourth quarter, if you want to look at it that way. Getting 11 points compared to Jefferson's 5.
I think that, if you're the Eagles and if you're Coach Faircloth, you have to take that as a moral victory in that fourth quarter, because you got to build on something. And if you can build on a good fourth quarter where you're able to come out and double the points that you had in the previous quarter, I think that that's a win in everybody's book when you're rebuilding a team and have such a young core there. And the fact that he was not, he was having success both ways in that fourth quarter. He's having success with that one group of 5 and then the second group of 5 that he was putting on. So, maybe mix that up a little bit and try to get that earlier in the game. I mean, that's just something to be determined later on if you can use that going down. But I think that latter end of the fourth quarter was a big help to the morale in that locker room, because you were 0-6, you turned to 0-7, but you've had some good points throughout that whole time.
Yeah, and since we got to see all that playing time at the end for Hedgesville, it allowed us to also see, let me count it up just to make sure I'm correct, 2, 4, 6, 7 Lady Eagles in the score column tonight,
which is great.
20 points. So, I mean, you got to see some people get experience that you're not used to. So it's a change, even though it's still obviously a 29-point loss, and hats off to Jefferson for a great game tonight. But you overall, I feel like, just because the trajectory of these programs right now and where they are and what they're trying to do, you got to be happy with how both sides played, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think, you heard from Coach Smith there. He liked the intensity. He liked the defense. He maybe put the foot on the throttle a little bit more in that fourth quarter. But overall, I mean, I think this is looking to be like a Jefferson team that we saw last year in EPAC play.
All right, let's get into our game stats, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 south of Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. And let's start with Hedgesville. Leading the way was Olivia Cooper with 8 points. Right behind her was Kelsey Van Dyne with 3 points. Copenhaver, Fouch, Yates, and Gabby had 2 points each, and then Mason had 1 point to total up to 20 points for Hedgesville. As for the Jefferson Cougars, who pick up the win 49-20, the leading scorer for Jefferson was Brezovic with 16 points. Right behind her was Taylor with 14, followed by Hedrick and Dodson with 5 points each. Robinson with 3, and then Rollins, Shanley, and Lindsay with 2 points each, respectively. That is your game stats, again brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers. So let's now quickly give our awards out for the evening and then wrap things up here from Hedgesville High School. And let's start off with the rejection of the game. Is that all right with you, Spencer?
Yeah, and it's going to go to a Hedgesville Eagle. It's going to go to Fouch there with about 3:30 left in the contest, and that was a very exciting part of that fourth quarter. On the defensive side, we saw a lot of it on the offensive side for those Eagles, but on the defensive side in that fourth quarter, you saw a big block.
All right, again, the rejection of the game brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Phone 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Let's now get to our moment of the game, Spencer.
Yeah, that moment of the game is brought to you by Chris Ross, the Milestone Real Estate Group. Buying or selling a home? Call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Remember to call Chris Ross for all your realty needs as the lights start to go down here at the Eagles' Nest. Moment of the game is going to be that first quarter for the Eagles. I mean, that's a long moment, but it was very helpful in getting them out to where they were at the end of this ball game.
All right, and last but not least, our player of the game brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
I think this is a no-brainer. It's going to go to Brezovic for the Cougars.
All right, there you go. I agree as our player of the game for back-to-back games because she was our player of the game on Friday as well.
She's
Mackenzie
a great
Brezovic.
sixth player. Because she doesn't start, and she should
does.
start. She didn't start tonight.
I had her as a starter.
Oh,
I was
you
told
didn't have
she
her
was a
listed
starter.
on the list as a starter.
Yeah, I do.
for me.
I got a check mark right there.
On my list.
Did I mischeck?
Yeah, you mischecked.
My apologies.
Now that makes sense, because I was like, she was definitely on the court.
So, all right. Your final score, 49-20. Jefferson gets the win over Hedgesville. Jefferson now has a break, and, I see. My apologies. I accidentally put it at Rollins instead of Brezovic. For you, Spencer,
it does
my
make
apologies.
sense because I do remember seeing her on the court to begin the game.
So, Jefferson, next game, January 3rd, it looks like, at Martinsburg, as I mentioned. Hedgesville will
Don't we
play
have that game,
Thursday.
No, we don't have that game January 3rd.
Against
we have
Berkeley Springs.
The boys' game.
So, there you have it. We'll take our final break from here at Hedgesville High School, and on the other side of that break, you'll hear from Nick Verzolini back at the studio. Again, final score, Jefferson 49, Hedgesville 20 for Nick Verzolini, Braden Schaffner, Dylan Bishop, and Spencer Dupuis. I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Has she been naughty? And has she been nice? That's a dilemma, my friend. What do you do? Santa actually checks his list twice to find out who's naughty and nice. The point we may have been missing is that naughty and nice is a good thing. I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. If she's been naughty and nice, get in here. Let her know that her behavior has not gone unnoticed, not by Santa and not by you. Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South, Inwood. Something nice for the woman who is that and so much more.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
To the Extra Point Scoreboard Show. I'm Nick Verzolini here in the post-game segment, I should say, as our score for the final here this evening. Jefferson beats Hedgesville 49-22 in girls basketball. So 49-22, the final here tonight in girls hoops. I'm sorry, 49-20. Don't know why I said 22, but get some NBA scores here. The Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers are tied in the fourth quarter at 99. The Atlanta Hawks beat the Magic tonight 109-99, or leading the Magic in the fourth quarter, I should say, 109-99 at the half. The Rockets lead the Spurs 62-60. In the third quarter, the Timberwolves are on top of the Mavericks 57-44. The Milwaukee Bucks are leading the New Orleans Pelicans currently 74-66 in the third quarter. Also in the third quarter, the Trailblazers and the Thunder are tied at 61, and the Suns early in the first quarter have a 2014 lead on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Cavaliers beat the Utah Jazz tonight 122-99. Very good performance from Cleveland. We mentioned earlier there wasn't a whole lot going on in the NCAA basketball ranks, but I forgot to mention an important score today in football, college football. The only Division I school that made a bowl game in the state of West Virginia, the Marshall Thundering Herd, beat the UConn Huskies 28-14 in the Myrtle Beach Bowl to improve Marshall's record to 9-4. The Thundering Herd and a 3-game bowl losing streak for Marshall. So Marshall gets its first win in a bowl game under head coach Charles Huff. Mentioned there was a few top 25 games going on tomorrow, but nothing in the top 25 here tonight. Not a whole lot of college men's basketball going on, but one game that could be of interest. Marshall did beat Glenville State, but of course they beat Glenville State 99-73 as Marshall improves to 11-2 in men's basketball. That's pretty much it. Everything else is kind of like other smaller schools that probably nobody would have much interest in our area. And then in the National Football League and Monday Night Football, it's currently 10-3 Packers over the Rams. You can tune into the second half pretty much of that game right after we wrap things up here on the Scoreboard show. And I'm trying to see NCAA. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. So once again, your final score here tonight in girls basketball: Jefferson 49, Hedgesville 20. And tomorrow we're right back at it again at the same time, same location, but it will be Hedgesville boys basketball as the Eagles take on New Life Christian of Frederick, Maryland. And we will go on maybe a little bit earlier than 7 p.m. It just kind of depends on how that game beforehand, which is a freshman game. I don't believe there's a JV game tomorrow, but that can also just be that maybe the JV are playing a different team at a different location. I don't know the exact situation there, but I would imagine that's probably not the case. But I just know that the freshman game is the first game. So 10-6 now between Packers and Rams. Our final score, Jefferson 49-20. I'm Nick Verzolini, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.